What's up, guys? Welcome back from the MLG Studios in New York City. I'm Axel Toss, joined by Axel, watching Starcraft 2. This is day 2, group stages. This might be the last game.
It might be. If Major wins this, it's over. Remember, Killer beat Major in the first best of 3. Went to winner's match, lost to Vibe. Major went to loser's match, beat Bales. They're here in the deciding match. Winner goes to Season 2 Premier League. Loser goes to Season 2 Challenger League.
$1,500 and, of course, the chance to progress in the Premier League. You know, travel, get more WCS points. Eventually get to the global final if you have enough points. So, Season 1, Premier League, a huge opportunity for both these guys.
I mean, the Premier League is potentially like $60,000 plus a shot at BlizzCon, where it's another like $250,000. So,
yeah,
it's insane. If you're in Premier League, you have an amazing opportunity there. Both these players were in Premier League this past season.
They were in the same group.
Exactly.
They never played each other, but
no.
now they're playing each other twice. In this.
Yeah, it's weird how it works out, isn't it? Here we are, Daybreak. This, of course, is a map Major typically does like, but I think Killer's going to be happy here as well. He loves the super late game. Daybreak is one of the maps. It's a little bit easier to knock on ways to deal with drops and get to the super late game.
I mean, that's going to be the issue. Getting to that point. It's just that, people watching this, we keep harping on it, but we have seen over and over again where Major truly shines. That mid game. And it's funny because, we see him slip up as far as, continuing with upgrades, right? We've seen him really focus on the multi-prong harassment, potentially to kind of forget some stuff that would help him go into the late game. And that goes to show just how much he focuses on really trying to get a lead in the mid game as far as just trying to crush his opponent and really get, those other economic advantages and unit army advantages, stuff like that. But here we are in game number 2, potentially the last game of the evening. In the top right-hand location, I present your Red Terran player who is 1 win away from advancing to the Premier League of Season 2 WCS America, hailing from Mexico, currently living in Korea, representing Kespa Team 8. He is Major. And his opponent must win 2 in a row here to get to WCS America Premier League Season 2. Representing Team Clarity Gaming and hailing from Chile, he is Killer.
Killer's been really loving the drone scout all these games.
His reactions, though, have been very interesting.
Yeah, he's done. He went for 3 hatches one game before pool, and other games he went for fast gassy. Killer's a guy who, he's one of the guys who's most versatile in builds. Now, there's the guys you say, like, they'll do any build, and you kind of really are meaning, like, they do a lot of crazy, different timings and all-ins. Killer's a guy, he does do timings, like we saw the Roach attack, but he also just has, like, 5 different ways to open into a macro game, which is very unique for a player. Almost every player, they'll have a couple aggressive builds, and then they'll have, like, one way to play their macro game. Like, I'm always going to take the 3rd this time, then go double Evos, then go double Zergian upgrades, or I'm going to get, 6 Roaches and a fast 3rd and delay the upgrades a bit to get a few Roaches out and then progress to, like, but I had the one staple build, but we've seen Killer do a couple different routes that mid game, and that's what's unique about him. I think he's one of the most versatile players out there.
And, it's almost worked a few times, too. I think that's starting to become a pretty instrumental part of ZVT as far as coming up with something in the early game or mid game, something to throw your opponent off guard, your Terran opponent, that is. Because if a really good Terran player is left to his devices and, able to get 3 really fast orbital commands, go straight into double engineering bay, get Widow Mines out, whatever, it's going to be tough entering that mid game. So I like the decision to mix things up in the early mid game from a Zerg point of view, but it seems like it's becoming very difficult for Killer to make those efficient engagements happen because you have to invest a decent amount into it, and you're always delaying your own stuff. So it's one of those decisions you have to make. Do I go for something like that, or do I focus on crazy macro mode, myself, getting a really fast 3rd, etc.
We see Killer, this game he chose, 3rd before spawning pool.
Yeah.
Is his build of choice. Major with the SCV Scout is going to figure that out. He's crossing map right now. 3 Queens are in production, but I mean, just seeing the time that the hatchery is done by the 5-minute mark, that tells him exactly what happened. He knows it's a 3 hatch before spawning pool build. Factory just finishing up, but there's no reactor ready to be put on that. Major instead has been producing several Marines for his barracks. And an immediate armory as well, so we're going to see some Hellbat action. My favorite type.
Starport's going to go down right now. So,
But there's no
Can
reactor.
Killer identify this?
Oh, he's going to build a reactor right now with the next gas. Yeah. There we go.
There it is.
And that should finish just
There's an
slightly.
Overlord pretty close. Oh, and the Marine's getting right underneath. You do not want to lose an Overlord this early.
no.
That's dead. That Overlord's dead.
That is not good for Killer.
Ugh.
These early Overlords, they disrupt your build so much because they're counting on certain timings. It's just like the rhythm of your build is set in a certain way, and it just disrupts it. And it's kind of like if you're reading a book and then someone interrupts you, you kind of have to reread a paragraph or something to find your place sometimes.
Whoa.
It's the same way with Starcraft. If you're doing a certain build and all of a sudden, like, you lose a pylon, you lose an Overlord, you kind of got to go back. It's just like you have a certain rhythm and it disrupts you. Killer, though, is one of the best players. Like I said, he's so versatile. I think this will affect him less than some other Zergs.
Also, that Overlord that was there, obviously can't scout later. And that was an Overlord that was actually pretty darn close to that armory and that starport. To be able to spot that.
If he just looked towards the...
Yeah, if he just nudged an inch to the north, he's going to be able to see that and, be able to potentially react. Now he's going to be pretty much exclusively in the dark.
So it's very important here is that he can catch the medevac as fast as possible. I don't think Overlord saw it. I think he barely missed that.
No watchtower control there.
He doesn't have the watchtower. He has his own watchtower. Will Major circumvent that? Yes, he is. Major. Oh, is he gonna?
Should.
Oh, Major. That is actually uncharacteristic mistake there. That's gonna kill her. The reaction time he needs immediately building a spore crawler, and all the queens going towards the main. And this is huge.
Good decision.
There's no way this will do too much damage now.
3 queens there.
Go for it anyway.
Already peeling that medevac, pretty low in health.
Yeah, and that's actually big because the health of the medevac is its ability to run past the queen. And this slow? Oh.
And go to the natural. There's no queen at the natural.
There's one.
Oh.
And if it had a full life, one queen couldn't stop it. But with 22 life, it's going to be 3 shot by a queen. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that attack could have done a lot of damage, but now it's over. But there's a second one heading towards the third base. The one heading towards the natural is going to be taken out. But the one at the third base...
Or there. Hellbat's going to be dropped. Going for those drones, trying to get those shots off. Lings aren't going to do too much. Just be annoying.
Oh, going into the natural. One Hellbat gets down to the natural, but it's not going to do too much. 2 queens can take him out. Hellbat's at the third, still being annoying. But the medevac not being microed back. The queens take that down.
The natural, I think the Hellbat got a drone killer too, maybe?
Yeah, he might. Let's take a look at things.
He killed 3.
How many drones have been killed so far?
Only 4.
Yeah.
I think he lost 1 medevac.
And there hasn't been. He lost 2 medevacs.
He lost both of them.
Yeah, the one at the third got taken out.
Oh wow. So
the Hellbats are still alive, wandering the map. So he lost 2 Hellbats and 2 medevacs. And they're gonna make it home too, because
making their way home.
If you're speeding, you won't be told to like run down and kill those Hellbats.
Ling's gonna say no, thank you.
Yeah. Of course, that's all he has that could run him down. The queens can't chase him off creep.
Yeah.
But I think Killer's gonna be happy considering that could have gone bad for him. He didn't scout it, but then it went through the watchtower control. And Killer was so fast at mustering the correct defenses. Very impressive play by him. I mean, obviously it's not like that cost Major a lot. It's not like he's light years behind. But his third base is a little slower, right? And his upgrades are a little slower. They're even on upgrades, whereas ideally Major would have been a little bit ahead, given the way the build's worked out. And the third orbital is just finishing now, whereas the Spires are already 1/4 of the way done. So the third is significantly delayed.
Also, there's something to remember here is the lack of map control for Major. So Killer has been able to creep spread without any problems whatsoever.
And
already getting creep to the middle.
That's due to the lack of Hellions.
Yes.
Typically, Terran will have some Reapers or Hellions out there.
Exactly.
You know, maybe not entirely stopping creep spread, but slowing it down. Some speeding's going down to try to annoy the third base. Just keeping an eye on the timing of the third.
Yeah. I think he had an Overlord there dropping creep.
He did.
But Major able to deal with that. Sending a Viking across the map, killing Overlords. But a Spire is about to finish here, so we're going to see some mutas. Killer has about 800 gas, going to be stored up. Might get the +1. You know, typically you're going to go for the mutas, but you're going to have a late game plan as far as eventually transitioning, because I feel like his late game plan is going to be continue with those melee upgrades, carapace upgrades, eventually get that hive, and of course into eventual Ultralisk production. But that's a long way down the road. The question is, can he get any damage done with these mutas?
And can he defend the mid-game aggression of Major, which is Major's strong suit? Oh, the 3 queens here. He does not want to lose those. Queens are so useful as a Terran kills creep to go and replace it down. So keeping the queens alive throughout the game is a nice touch. It's not like the end of the world if you lose them, but it is nice to keep them alive.
Viking's dead.
Yeah, that's a nice little pick-off. Major's pushing forward here on the creep. He's very, very cautious because he knows there could be baitings out there. He doesn't want to commit onto creep. If he can't pick up the entire army, which he can, he's going to back away now. But the mutas are out. The mutas could really try to run down this army. It's pretty far extended.
He needs an overseer. There's 2 Widow Mines there.
Does he? Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, big hit.
Oh, my gosh. That Widow Mine. 14 kills. And now 2 overseers in production.
That was painful.
Well,
that was pretty bad.
I mean, he's not dead, which is.
But he lost the opportunity to crush
that army. Yeah, which should give him a huge advantage.
And now that threat's still there, so he's got to worry about that. Now there's a drop heading to the main. Of course, he does have a spawning, a spore, and a queen, so that should buy some time.
The mutas are now in effect, so he can send these mutas down to his main, target down that medevac. Drone's not messing around. They're getting out at the first sign of danger. Medevac is taken out.
Drop does nothing. But, you know, while the mutas are opposition, Major's trying to move around across the top. The queens are there. He's going to take out one of them. The other 2 are going to skedaddle back. Oh, no, another one being... he's using another one.
I guess he's trying to delay time so he can get the more units out, which I guess is fine, but obviously you don't want to be losing queens.
But now he's searching for it. He's got to be careful about those Widow Mines. Major trying to put on a lot of pressure here. He really wants to power through the mid-game. This is his strong suit. We can see he's up by about 37 food. His macro in the mid-game is exceptional. Killer getting an infestation pick. Killer just wants to survive Major's onslaughts, wants to stabilize 4 to 5 bases so he can progress to that high tech late game.
Did he get the... I don't think he got +2 melee.
No, he's I think he missed that.
That's a pretty big deal.
Oh, taking out 2 Widow Mines here with the mutas.
It's actually a really big deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could definitely add up. It could definitely add up throughout the game. Speeding at the bottom, taking out some Widow Mines. You know, Killer's doing a good job of keeping the Widow Mine count low. Major's now getting that Drilling Claws upgrade. Muta's circling around. Major again with another. Muta's going to finish off these 2 Widow Mines at the bottom. But
this is a scary push. Marines, Marauders coming forward. I think the Banelings are going in there.
Banelings back away. They're afraid of more Widow Mines, which is pretty smart.
Major's splitting up those units, very cautious about going too far onto creeps, scanning, trying to deal with those. But Killer trying to come in from multiple different angles. I don't see many Widow Mines there. Got to keep an eye out for those as well. But Killer's army just doesn't seem that strong right now.
No, he is very heavy into mutilus count, which means that if he can kill the Marines with the Banings, he can then take out the medevacs very easily, which could be key. But he needs to have enough speed Banings to take out all the Marines. He needs to make sure the Widow Mines don't get those big hits on the Banings.
Oh, medevac's overextending. Some Marines trying to be heroes, trying to rescue. Drilling Claws not yet done. Some Widow Mines greatly positioned. Overseers are here, though, going to try to engage, splitting out some units. Widow Mines are they going to get the shots off that they need. For now, Killer going to clean that up, but more reinforcements coming in from Major, stimming forward. A lot of Banelings are gone, too, and there's just 2 Widow Mines there. Oh my god, that is not what Killer needs right now.
These Widow Mines are really just wrecking him. A drop taking out the top left hatchery as well. He can afford to lose that as long as he can hold the middle one, but he has to hold this middle.
He has to. He's not remaking Overseers. I don't see one here. Widow Mine's about to recharge. He's going to straight up engage these Marines, trying to bait them back into the Widow Mines, but so many mutas here from Killer.
Oh, the mutas have to be careful for the Widow Mines. But the Widow Mines not getting the best hits off. All the medevacs are being taken out.
God.
And this is what the high muta count is good for. Taking out the medevacs if you break the bio. Another bio force coming across the bottom, but there's no medevacs to support this. The mutas might just overrun it. He's got to be so careful about those Widow Mines.
Killer has way too much. Yeah, so many Widow Mines around. But God,
if only 1 or 2 hit, the mutas can regen. A drop here to 3rd base, but there's nothing else going on, so Killer shouldn't have a problem dealing with that.
Killer is very brave.
Killer would be so far ahead if he was able to clear up these Widow Mines. Yeah. There's so many.
How much supply is that? I think there's like 8 of them.
Yeah, it's like 20 supply, and now they've recharged. Oh, the Banelings!
No!
Oh, okay, good. They just got out of the range. Widow Mine picking itself up, but now he's starting to take these out.
Claws is down. Overseers are now in effect, but Major coming forward with more and more bile. Reinforcements are here. Lots of Lings, lots of Banelings from Killer. Still doesn't start up that +2. And he's actually remaking his infestation pit, so he might have lost that.
Backfiring a little bit there, but still taking out a good number of Banelings. But now he's starting to pick those Widow Mines off. That's so important. Widow Mines at the bottom, though. Oh, no, one's about to recharge, and there's all the Banelings there. Oh, nice hit there.
Great shot there from Major. Killer losing so many units for free in this game, but still managing to stay in it.
Oh, again at the bottom. Another couple hits. Taking away his army, he's got to get rid of those Widow Mines.
Gotta send the Overseers down there.
But the main army's here at the top. There's a couple Widow Mines on the high ground. You know, what's hurting Major, though, is he lost all his medevacs. He has a hard time healing up his army. Every time he stims, it's painful. We can see that. The Marines all at half-life.
Yeah. Ultra's Cavern finally on the way here from Killer. And Major securing a 4th base behind this, so his economy is fine. Continually trying to deny bases here and there, but trying to trap these units. Muta's running in this direction as well.
A great trap by Killer. There's no Widow Mines there in the right area. The Mutas picked them all off. A drop at the top left, going to try to deny that hatchery. I think Killer might be to save it though, and you know, Killer's bought himself some breathing room for now.
Got a lot of gas bank too, which is nice.
Double drop hitting the main of Killer. Oh, the Ultras Cavern.
The Ultras Cavern going to be targeted down. That's going to be killed.
Important. Because he was banking money to get that 12 Ultras.
And now Major knows to start Marauder production.
He does. He knows those Ultras could be away. But wait!
Oh!
Greater Spire on the way as well. Killer's saying, you kill the Ultras then. I'm going to mix it up, but he's still got to survive to get those Broodlords out in the field. Major pushing forward yet again.
Okay, so Killer going for a massive tech switch. No intentions of going for Ultras. Instead, going to go for Greater Spire.
The Widowmines
are not burrow. They have Drilling Claws. They're going to burrow right away. Great shots off onto the Lings and Banelings. Killer losing more and more. And here come the reinforcements from Major. So many Marines in this composition. Only 2 medevacs above, though. We mentioned that a little bit earlier. Major needs more medevacs on the field to help heal those guys up. Greater Spire halfway done. Killer might start making some Corruptors fairly soon, but Widowmine's getting such good shots off on the Mutas. Killer losing so many units here and there. I'm afraid to look at units lost. Well, it's actually fairly even, surprisingly enough.
You know, there's been all these drops that this Killer's been annihilating a lot of these drops. So he's been giving away free units in Widowmines, but then Major's been donating some of these drops. Some of them have worked out well, but a lot of these drops are just Killer's handling them so well. He's killing units. Major again tries to push towards the middle. Backs away though. His medevac count is only 1 medevac, and all these Marines are so low. Major can't really continue this aggression.
And the thing is, if he's making medevacs, he's not making Vikings. Guess what's coming out soon? Broodlords. Greater Spire about to finish. 9 Mutas in production though. So
you know, the Ultras Cavern's about to finish too. He may just go into Ultras. If you have a lot of Mutalists, you'd rather have Ultras than the Broodlords, because you need something to deal with Marines, and Broodlords aren't that great against Marines. You really need the Banings or the Ultras. The 4th base is under threat again, but the bio is so low on life, but where are the Banings to finish it off?
Where's Killer's army? Not there. The hatchery does end up falling, and there's so many Marines and Marauders here. Here come the Lings and the Banelings all spewing in from the main base from Killer. Going to try to engage. It's trying to be optimal. Widowmine's getting some decent shots off. No Overseers here.
Killer's forced to back away. 7 Ultras in production.
Okay.
He's got to hold off until then. He's still on 4 bases. The top left is so key to his economy. Major taking the 5th, so Major has the economic advantage. But once these Ultras hit the field, we could see a big counter swing where it's Killer's turn to try to deny Major's bases.
All right, let's see if this is effective again. Major, after killing that Ultras Cavern, has been making Marauders. He's up to 15 Marauders in this composition. What I'm worried about is his medevac composition. He's up to 7, so getting much better in that regard. Killer going to try to trap this army at the north side of the map. Marines scurrying back, trying to run away, but the Muta's targeting down the medevacs. That's exactly what Killer wants. The Marines going to try to reinforce, taking down a few Mutas, and Major going to back, or Killer going to back away for now. 3 more Ultras in production.
Oh, the Ultras are out on the field now. There's a good number of them. Killer has got a hold of the top left. Major's trying to push deny the middle base again. The hatchery's halfway done. 2 Ultras charging forward. There's a lot of Widowmines here.
Oh, these Widowmines can do so much damage to the Ultras. And again, look at that, about 4 shots or so. I mean, it's not much damage, not much time at all to take those out, especially coupled with the Marine Marauder damage, especially those Marauders. And I don't know about this Ultra play. I mean, it's just
hiding by Major is so good. The Ultras,
look at how fast the Ultras are dying.
Damaged by the Widowmines. The Marauders finish them off. The bio is all very low in life, but there's still nothing to answer.
Marines and Marauders taking down that hatchery once again in the middle. Major trying to cripple his opponent's economy while getting a ridiculous economy back home. He's taking 2 additional command centers at the bottom right and at the bottom middle, and Killer is just scrambling to defend all of this aggression. His middle base is gone, his top left base is gone, no intentions of countering across the map for now. A drop happening in the main base, trying to take down the spawning pool infestation pit, not gonna happen. But again, Major is absolutely everywhere and continuing to reinforce. I don't know what Killer does from here.
He's got to find a way to stabilize the 4th. If he can do that, then maybe he can think about some counter aggression. But
he's having an impossible time with that. And he's running out of money.
His economy's getting very low here. Major gets a lot of units caught off guard here.
And that's going to help a bunch. The Widowmine's going to burrow down, trying to get some damage done. But there's another force coming in from the south. The Widowmine's burrowing down very fast, very quickly, trying to engage with these Marines and Marauders, kiting back once again. The Ultras trying to get the job done, but more reinforcements coming in from Major. So close to taking out every single unit. And there's the GG, seeing that base at the bottom, realizing the dire situation he was in. And Killer is going to fall 2-0 to Major after defeating Major in the first series of the night 2-1. And Killer will be advancing to, or excuse me, Major will be advancing to the Premier League Season 2 WCS America.
You know, Killer looked so good that game for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just massive Widowmine hit after massive Widowmine hit killed him. And he was able to clean up Major's army several times, but those middle Widowmines, he had a really hard time clearing those up, and he just continued to be so cost efficient for Major.
That was the story of that game. Killer did a great job again deflecting those drops, But just all of those free hits from the Widow Mine, it's going to add up. And you're going to feel that as the game goes along.
I mean, look at the ultras there.
Yeah, just dying in a matter of seconds. But, what a TBZ we had there on Daybreak. It lasted about 30 minutes. So back and forth. Killer, the Zerg player, desperately trying to hold on time and time again. But Major, once again, just showing how relentless he can be with those Marines and Marauders and Widow Mines.
And, that's a shock to a lot of people coming into this. Killer, one of the best Zergs outside of Korea.
He was in the winners match.
Yeah, and he's not going to be in the Premier League of Season 2. He's going to have to be in the Challenger Division. He's going to try to make his way up to the Premier Division for the 3rd season. But Season 2, we're going to see him in the Challenger Division. Major and Vibe are your 2 players advancing from this group. Vibe from the winners match. Major from the final deciding match. You're going to see them in the WCS America Premier League Season 2.
Great job, Mr. Major. Great job, Mr. Vibe. Congrats to them, and that's going to do it for tonight, guys, for WCS America. Of course, stay tuned to this stream because coming up next, we have Rules of Engagement. Of course, tomorrow, we're going to have Group C, Kapach, XY, Huck. Unfortunately, Idra has decided to forfeit, so it'll be a 3-person group where the loser will basically, wherever Idra is in the lineup, his opponent's going to get a walkover.
I think that's Kapach.
Okay.
Yes. And the reason why is Kapach is the #1 seed in the group and Idra's #4. And Kapach is #1 seed because he made it to the final.
Losing to Nesty.
Yeah, he lost to Nesty in the Challenger bracket round 3.
Yeah. So Rules of Engagement coming next. What do we got?
So we're going to take a look at some of the games played in yesterday's group. We're going to take a look at some cool games for the STC, some cool games Ghost User, Max said, a lot of cool PVT and TVZ action from this place.
Looking forward to that, guys. Stay tuned. Again, coming up next, Rules of Engagement, the best analysis you're going to get when it comes to Starcraft 2, Heart of the Storm with Mr. Nick Ranish. Definitely stay tuned to that. And again, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, we have the next group involving Kapach, XY, and Huck. You don't want to miss that. And remember, next week, every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be finishing up the Challenger League group stage as we find out the remaining players in WCS America Season 2 Premier League. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for Rules of Engagement. Also, see you tomorrow.